Broadcasting more than 2,000 games live and archived in 15 sports in over 10 counties in western Pennsylvania, as well as being the exclusive home for all the WPIHL playoffs and championships for nearly 2 decades. Anytime, anywhere, always there. We are the new Trib Live High School Sports Network.
Welcome to coverage of the 2018 PIHL Penguins Cup Playoffs, only here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network. The high school hockey playoffs at Trib, hssn.triblive.com, are sponsored by UPMC Sports Medicine, by Excella Health, by Seton Hill University, by J&J Distributing, by the Mount Lebanon Ice Arena, by 380 Discount Warehouse, by AstroTurf, by Carlow University, and by Trib Total Media.
Welcome to a sold-out UPMC Lemieux Sports Complex. It's the finale of the 2018 PIHL Penguins Cup Championships. It's the AAA final between top seeds Peters Township and Seneca Valley tonight on the Trib Live High School Sports Network. Very pleasant good evening from Cranberry Township along with Kevin Zielmanski. I'm Josh Rowntree. Kevin, you look at it, 1 versus 2, 2 teams that excel on defense and 2 teams that played a couple of dandies throughout the regular season. They're going to clash tonight. One team full of history in Peters Township. They're going for a 7th title. On the other side, you have a Seneca Valley team that's going for the very first.
Yeah, I did the first game they played earlier this season. It went to a shootout, an 8-person shootout after an overtime 3-on-3 tie, and that was played on Monday, December 4th, and honestly, Peters struggled so badly to score against goaltender Logan Johnson there. I think they could still be there trying to score. And then they flipped the tables on Seneca Valley on the road game later in the season and went up there and played another overtime game, and Peters won that game 2-1. So it'd be unexpected if we saw a track meet shootout tonight. I'm expecting more of a soccer score, another low-scoring 2-1 type game, unless either one of these coaches have figured out some sort of secret while they're film study on their opponent for tonight. So,
and not only are they the 1 and 2 seed, Seneca Valley, the top team in the regular season as far as goals against. They gave up just 1.94 goals per game, and they were led by their terrific goaltender Logan Johnson, who we'll talk about in a second. Peters Township, they had the second best defense. 2.28 was the goals against mark for them in the regular season. Peters scored a little bit more. They were the 3rd best offensive team. Yeah. They scored about 389 as far as goals for on the year. On the other side, 8th best offense in Seneca Valley. You look at this Peters Township team, the defense has been good. It has been a revolving door of goaltenders for them. We're going to see the guy tonight that carried them not only in the semifinals this year, but to 4 victories last year in the Penguins Cup and State Championship as they won the state title in AAA a year ago. And that's going to be, who was a freshman last year, a sophomore this year, Alex Wilbert.
Yeah, I had a conversation with Coach Tingle yesterday, and this is a highly unusual situation to have 4 goaltenders, all of whom get some time in the net. And I asked him how difficult that is to decide who starts. He says it is challenging. It's not as difficult as you think. He bases it on, practices and maybe more importantly, who's tired from weekend duties. And he told me the story briefly of Wilbert, how Coach Tingle does not like to cut any players. He likes to keep them involved in the program. And Wilbert began last season, the 16-17 season, our JV team was elevated to varsity and backstopped that run to the Penguin Cup and Pennsylvania Cup championship last year. And he's continued that this year despite a having an experienced goaltender returning to the team, Adam Ullin, who's not even dressed today.
An all-star that's not dressed in the championship.
I mean, other programs would I don't want to say kill to have, like drool to have an abundance of talent in net,
right?
Like Peters Township does. So, I mean, they're both stellar in goal. Wilbur has the championship experience despite he's being younger, but Logan Johnson is generally considered probably the best goalie in 3A, if not in the league. So it would be very surprising if the pressure got to either of the goalies and they had a poor performance here tonight.
Offensively speaking, for Peters Township, Torrey Schwartz and Connor Gilorowski were tied in the regular season for 5th in points in AAA. Each of them with 24 on the year. Schwartz a little bit more of a goal scorer with 13 in the regular season. And you mentioned Logan Johnson. No one has been better in net at AAA this year. He led AAA in wins, shutouts, goals against, and save percentage. He was the class in net of AAA this season. He's looking to finish it off with a championship victory here. We'll take a break, and first we'll get you the national anthem here from the Lemieux Sports Complex. The national anthem here from the UPMC Lemieux Sports Complex as we get set for the AAA title game in the PIHL Peters Township. And Seneca Valley getting set to square off here. We mentioned Seneca Valley. They have never won a title. They have been in the championship game 3 times in their history. And they will look for their first ever victory here tonight. Peters Township, well, they have been here, done that. The defending champions going for their 7th Penguins Cup. They won last year. They also won 2014, and they won 4 straight, 2002 to 2005. They have also won the state championship 5 times as well. So a very decorated history for Peters Township. We mentioned Logan Johnson in net. The numbers for him in the regular season, 10-5-2. He played in 15 games, 2 shutouts, a 172 goals against, 930 save percentage. He had 14 games this season with 2 or less goals against in the playoffs. He's been just as good. He's only given up 3 goals in their 2 victories. 50 saves he has made through this postseason. And Peters Township, we mentioned Alex Wilbert. Last year as a freshman, won 4 games, gave up only 4 goals in those 4 games as they went on to win the state championship over Holy Ghost Prep. And Wilbert played in 7 games throughout the regular season, went 4-3, 1 shutout, a 213 goals against, and a 921 save percentage in the playoffs. He got the start in the semifinal win over North Allegheny, a 2-1 victory to get here, and he made 20 of 21 saves in that one. Seneca Valley topped Cathedral Prep on Thursday in the semifinals 3-2 to get to this championship day. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll get you set for puck drop here from the AAA title game. It's UPMC Lemieux Sports Complex, and you're watching PIHL Hockey 2018 right here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
The team at UPMC Sports Medicine doesn't just rebuild wrists and knees. They build better athletes. Athletes at every level who want to get stronger and faster and prevent injuries. Fact is, no other sports medicine program in the region is more experienced when it comes to treating, training, and inspiring athletes. UPMC. the official healthcare provider of the Penguins, Steelers, and you. Find out more at upmcsportsmedicine.com.
Own your piece of hockey history with a Penguins game-used jersey. Visit J&J Distributing at www.jjdistributing.biz and check out one of their largest selections of Penguins game-worn jerseys from your favorite Pens, past and present. Or call 724-752-1556. J&J Distributing buys, sells, and trades some of hockey's most prized possessions, including the Penguins game-worn jerseys, Penguins practice jerseys, minor league jerseys, and new and game-used equipment. Browse their inventory today at www.jjdistributing.biz.
People ask what drives me. It's the respect I have for my opponents, the trust I have in my teammates, a coach who treats me with dignity, and a university that has faith in me on and off the field. That's what keeps me focused, why I practice harder, play my heart out. I play to win. I play for Carlo. Tell us your story using #WhatDriveSYou. Carlo University is a proud sponsor of the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
380 Discount Warehouse in Murraysville carries a full line of brand new furniture at discount pricing. 380 Discount Warehouse carries Ashley, Liberty, Vaughn Bassett, and Best Home Furniture, and many more. You can special order your furniture at discount pricing. While you're there, shop the many other departments, including tools, automotive, food, pet and wildlife, household goods and cleaning supplies, lawn and garden, and seasonal holiday decor. Visit them on the web at shop380.com or on the road at Route 380 in Murraysville. Open Tuesday through Sunday 9 to 5. Shop 380 Discount Warehouse and save big.
If you're a working professional ready to move up in your career, Seton Hill University has a program just for you. Seton Hill's adult degree program offers flexible undergraduate degree courses in areas like accounting, criminal justice, business, and human services. The adult degree program has 5 start dates a year and offers convenient course times, financial aid, a 96% placement rate, and career services for life. Register for our next info session and learn more at setonhill.edu/ADP. Seton Hill University, this way up. With Kevin Zielmanski, I'm Josh Rowntree here from the UPMC Lemieux Sports Complex, getting set for Seneca Valley and Peters Township in the AAA title game. Seneca Valley won their first 5 games of the regular season, then went 1-2 in their next 3, won 3 straight, then finished the year 3-6 before winning 2 playoff games. Similar kind of situation for Peters Township. Won their first 6, then a loss, then they won 3. Then they went 3-3 in the back half of the year before finishing the season with 4 straight wins, coming into tonight's contest with the Raiders of Seneca Valley, who are coached by Anthony Ranko. He is his 6th year as head coach. Rick Tingle on the other bench for Peters Township in year number 11. As you see the teams meeting up around their goaltenders, just about set to get it started here in the AAA title game.
Well, talking to both coaches, they both emphasized play in the defensive zone. That's not unusual. Coach Rako discussed trying to keep Peters Township out of their comfort zone, which he believes is their ability to create havoc on the forecheck. So they did something unusual this year in the playoffs, Josh. They've had a pregame skate. They were on the ice from 4:50 to 5:20 today to get loose, get some flow, walk through a few things. And I asked them, do you do that just today or is that normal? He said we started to do that during the playoffs and it seemed to work because it's better than just a couple-minute warm-up. And I thought it was a fantastic idea as long as you have access to a half-hour ice slot. And they did. So one thing to watch in particular, or 2 things, how Logan Johnson handles the puck and the special teams of Peters Township. 0 power play goals in the playoffs.
Andrew Diamond against Connor Gilorowski, and we're underway. Torrey Shorts with the puck, dumps it in over the head of Logan Johnson. Now Gilorowski in after it as Schwartz paired up with him as they go behind the net. Drop back out to Jeffrey Poon. Poon, an interesting story. The defenseman did not have a point in the regular season. He is their leading point scorer with 3 assists here in the playoffs. He lets a shot go. It rebounds to the side of the net. Then, Gilorowski right there, and Logan Johnson will cover it up. You mentioned Anthony Ranko in the pregame skate. I asked him about any nerves or anything like that in this game. As you see the play here, the cover by Logan Johnson getting his first action of the night. And as we were talking earlier, a dollar bill was laying on the ground and it was face down, and someone said, hey, there's a dollar beneath you. He wouldn't pick it up. He thought it was bad luck to pick it up. There's a shot on the cage, and that's steered aside by Alex Wilbert. Then he realized that it was his own $1 bill and that he had dropped it, and
then he went for it. Well, you learned everything you need to know about superstitions from Crash Davis. Don't mess with the streak, Josh.
Hunter Mueller plays it ahead for Seneca Valley, wearing those road baby blue jerseys, looking like the Penguins throwbacks, also looking like the Borough Bucks, who played in the D2 championship yesterday and fell to the Moon Tigers, a team that wore red, white, and black.
Cool. Kind of a Blackhawks versus the first outdoor game Penguin jersey.
That's right.
Was that one.
Stumbling here is Jack Underwood. Lost control, then got it ahead, plays it to Cal Raymore. Raymore trying to go behind the cage, and he's knocked off the puck. Underwood will stay on it, though. Gets it over to Conrad Deemer. All the way back out to the left point. Low shot on. Kicked aside. Playing that was Andrew Diamond. Now Giovanni Sarasheen leaves it off. Shot on the cage, rebounded the side of the net. Still free after the initial shot by Bryce Corner, and now Schwartz will bring it back the other way. Schwartz plays it behind the net, and you see the calm ability of Logan Johnson to play the puck. That is something that he really excels at. I would say out of the goaltending I have seen in my time covering the league, and Kevin, you've been around it longer than I am, he's right at the top of goaltenders who can play the puck. He just looks effortless when he does it.
Well, not only do you have to handle it with your hands, you got to be a good skater to get there. As you see the big hit right in front of the Peters bench by number 72, Mitchell Crean. But we'll get to a little tidbit about that in a minute when I have time.
There's Jeremy Anthos bringing it up the ice. Got maybe hooked a bit in the waist, went down, no call. Now getting to it is the man that laid that big hit moments ago, Mitchell Crean, but it's turned over. Back with it, Marshall Meyer. Meyer dances and drops it off down low to Will Homan. Homan trying to get the puck towards the middle of the ice, but nothing there. And back on, it's Meyer. Meyer then lost control, and swooping it around to the near side is Anthos. Now scrum for it on the near side boards, right in front of the white-clad Peters Township student section. Well represented here. On the white out, Poon sends a puck in, and a save made by Johnson. He'll unload it to Hunter Mueller. Mueller, the all-star, bringing it ahead, goes around a man, and then dumps it off. It's Noah Watkiss. Watkiss had 3 goals in the regular season, has 2 here in the playoffs. Now getting back to it is Ryan Lee for Peters Township, brought back up to Spokane. And on it here is Michael Spokane. Now the puck going to trickle back out into the neutral zone. Again, these two teams, 2 tight games. The first one, a shootout. The second one, an overtime game. Seneca won the first. Peters Township won the second. Here's a puck that's stolen by Michael Spokane. Spokane with it, trying to fend off the pressure of Mark Lehman. Lehman scored a goal in the semifinals. A big collision takes out Eric Wilbert. And now stepping up is the other Wilbert, Andrew. There's 3 Wilberts on the ice right now for Peters Township. Alex, Andrew, and Eric.
The story from last year I learned is they're part of quadruplets.
Yes. Here's Underwood, and a offside call coming.
Well, good pressure by Peters Township, a lot of offensive zone time. As you see the little play off the boards, a little indirect, and a big step up by Michael Crean right in front of the Peters Township bench. To finish the thought on Logan Johnson, he's a natural left-hander. So if he plays baseball, the glove's on the right hand. But as you see looking into our right, he catches hockey with his left hand. So that left hand, dominant hand, is on the stick, so he moves it better that way. So
Mueller lays a hit into Conrad Deemer. Yeah, that's interesting to reverse that out there on the ice. Now a turnaround shot in front by Deemer, and that one goes wide. Now back out to Poon at the right point, goes across the rink and finds Crean. A shot and a save made by Johnson.
Good D-to-D move there, net front presence. They had a late guy coming from the boards for the rebound.
Now this one going to go down for an icing call. The officials tonight, Jake Music, Garrett Gadosh, Craig Zielmanski, and Bob Morgan for this AAA championship game. Great crowd on hand. As we mentioned, this one sold out. It has been for the last couple of days. Really have had good crowds the last 2 nights for all of the games. Both have been both nights very well attended. And we hope well watched as well.
Yeah, it's a great atmosphere. It's a little different than playing at the arena, which we did for years. You can't get as many people, but you get a better atmosphere.
Here's a puck that gets into the zone. As Schwartz went in after it, gets it off to Anthos. Look at Anthos swoop up top, let's go of a shot. And that one well wide, and then Seneca will just dump it all the way back down the rink for ice. We mentioned the 2 games in the regular season. The first one, the shootout that went 8 rounds. Peters Township had 46 shots in that game to Seneca Valley's 38. Marshall Meyer, Michael Spokane scored for the Raiders. Logan Johnson made 44 saves. Peters Township, Nick Young and Torrey Schwartz each scored. Alex Wilbert made 35 saves in that contest. And here is Johnson making a save on the shot by Schwartz. Then a little collision right in front of the Raiders side of the rink, and they certainly will respond to that.
Tyler Draper and Torrey Schwartz having a little conversation in front of the Seneca Valley student section, which has sat down, which is the first section that's been seated for these games.
Gilarowski won the draw back, and the shot went wide. Now it's sent down low by Nick Young. It comes all the way back around to Gilarowski. He'll one-touch it back over to Schwartz. Schwartz tried to go across to Anthos, but it came back out. Oh, a good shot on. Goes wide. Rebound attempt off the initial shot by Young as Schwartz tried to put it home. Here he is back on it again. Banks it back out to Young. Young delays, fires, and that one low, and it's steered back out into the neutral zone.
5 defenders for Seneca Valley below the circles, packing in front of Logan Johnson, trying to get in the shooting lanes. They are kicking some out with their skates, so a lot of space for the point men of Peters Township.
Andrew Wilbert with the puck, goes up the near side boards, was intending a pass for Jack Lang, but that'll go long for an icing. The second game, an overtime decision. Seneca Valley outshot Peters in that one 32-27. Torrey Schwartz scored the game-winning goal in overtime. Mark Lehman had a goal as well. Brock Sharbaugh, who was scratched tonight, started that game in net for Peters, made 31 saves. Michael Spokane scored Seneca Valley's only goal. Logan Johnson made 25 of 27 stops, but it was a odd knuckling puck that took an odd hop on some bad ice in overtime that got up over his pad, and Peters Township got the 2-1 victory in OT. Applying some pressure here is Andrew Wilbert. Goes back behind the cage and skating to it is Jackson Blucher.
Good positioning of the third forward there for Peters Township. Forced Seneca to just chip it over the blue line, not able to get into transition, and they're back in the zone.
Puck stolen away by Lang, got it to the right side of the net, but it was cut off, and now Mark Lehman in after it. He takes a heavy check, but Lang stays back on the puck. A wrister wide, and now Bryce Corner to it. Corner an all-star this year as a defenseman. Had 7 points, more of a stay-at-home guy. 1 goal, 6 assists in the regular season. Corner does have a goal, though, here in the playoffs. Noah Watkiss drops it back, looking for Mueller, then back over to Watkiss. Good little exchange there to lead the outlet.
Good chip there to catch 2 forecheckers.
Watkiss lost control, and then a planting in the high slot as Michael Spokane just ran over Ryan Lee.
Lee got caught in a tough position. He was turning the head forward, so a little bit on his edges, and Spokane finished his check with a good, solid open ice check.
Spokane will bank it down. So we approach 9 minutes to play. Swoop back around. Getting to it is Cal Raymore. And Mueller intercepts. They really use Mueller all over the ice. He can play up, he can play back as a defenseman. Seen him be so versatile. Here he is. Mueller chips one wide. Rebound attempt. Came back in front, now comes back out to a shot by Henn. Robert Henn let it go. But it hit a stick on the way through.
Wobbling puck, couldn't get good wood on it.
Conrad Deemer around to the near side. Torrey Schwartz. See that top line of Peters Township. They're such a deep team. That top line's got a ton of minutes, though, in the early going in this one. Jeremy Anthos trying to get to this puck, and he cannot. Comes back out to corner, and picking it up for the Raiders is Tyler Draper. Draper, 6 goals, 6 assists in the regular season, 2 goals here in the playoffs. Puck comes out to Blucher, a shot, and he scores! Redirect. Jackson Blucher let it go. A guy that had 1 point in the regular season, had not received a point in the postseason, gets his first goal of the year, and it's 1-0 Seneca Valley.
Get another little carry, hit the forward in the slot right there. It hits the Peters Township defender.
I think it was Gilorowski in front that he hit, 77 in white.
He kind of went to defend himself because the puck was coming at him, and it hit off his thigh pad, the hard plastic pad that's in the pants. Redirected past Wilbert. First goal of the game goes to Seneca Valley just before the 9-minute mark. It's about 8:57 on that goal.
The defenseman Jackson Blucher, a junior, with his first goal of the year. Now here come the Raiders again. Mueller lets go of a shot. It's high, rebound at the side of the net, and Wilbert's back on it.
Well, Josh, I really kind of anticipated this one aspect of the game. Both coaches really talked in my discussions with them about getting into what coaches refer to as the house. That's if you would draw it on a board, it goes from top of the circle to the dots to the post. It looks like a house. That's why it gets its name. So there's a lot of room for the point man. So that's incumbent on the forwards to push back the defenders, get the puck back to the point, and then get to the net for those ugly goals. And that's what we saw in the first goal of the game.
Bryce Corner gets the lone assist on the goal by Jackson Blucher. It was redirected in front. Looked like it hit Connor Gilorowski right in the leg. This is back into the Seneca Valley zone. Nate Lenz for it. Seneca Valley on control, and it's chipped ahead. It goes right by Will Homan. The Indians looking to play it. It's Raymore. Raymore tried to drop it off, but it's intercepted.
Good stick.
Sarah Sheen trying to go around a defenseman. Gets a shot off as he stepped around Poon, and Wilbert makes the save.
Good poke check right inside the defensive blue line for Seneca Valley. Really started that transition. It was more of a 1-on-2 as we see some coming through the neutral zone. He's got good speed here. He catches the defenseman number 21, Jeffrey Poon, very flat-footed. Was able to drive wide and take a bad angle shot as a right-handed shot on the right wing.
Just over 10 minutes gone here in this AAA championship. Here's Jeremy Anthos. Andrew Diamond, I don't think 1 goal will be enough, but you never know, as good as these two defenses have been in the type of defensive hockey that they play, particularly with what Logan Johnson can do in net for Seneca Valley. That first goal, oftentimes so important.
It may not be just 1, but it isn't going to be many more than that unless something really unexpected happens in this game.
There's a stolen puck up ahead to Tori Schwartz. Schwartz down the right wing, delays, fires, Johnson, easy save.
Way back in his net there, and a very inviting rebound to Logan Johnson. That was a bit unusual.
Down for icing.
Somebody really should check on the pulse of Johnson there. He just looks so calm and collected. He's just kind of like, okay, another game, just hanging out here.
On whistles, he just kind of puts his arm on the net and just sort of stands there, kind of like a guy in the park almost.
Right, he'd almost want to cross his legs if he wasn't wearing pads. Just hanging out near the post.
Mueller swats at this one with the hand, and turning is Andrew Wilbert. That one steered aside. Drop back over to Mueller. Mueller, a long stretch pass ahead, but it hit a leg on the way through.
Dangerous. That hit the backup goaltender on the bench. I'm not necessarily against the center breakout right there. That was a bit of a risky pass because it was unexpected, and they hit the defenseman in the skates, because you don't want to see that. We saw that early on. Tori Schwartz threw one from the right wing corner and hit a defenseman of the Raiders right in front of Logan Johnson. He was forced to make a save, so you got to be cautious of when you're going in front of your own goaltender.
Bouncing puck gets over the stick of Watkiss. Now Mueller trying to lead the rush, but he turns it over. Lee took it away. Mueller back on it.
Good regroup.
And here they come, the Raiders, but an excellent play defensively by Mark Lehman. Stolen, though, again. Seneca Valley on the backhand. It's Christopher Belt out here. He sent one wide, and Andrew Wilbert bringing it back the other way. Wilbert gets upended from behind, lost his footing, gets back on it, swipes it one. I'll tell you what, Wilbert puts that in. That's a goal that you're going to see everywhere now. Cal Raymore on the steal, and Raymore will play it back behind the cage. Gets it to Deemer, centered one, no one home for Peters though. And Poon couldn't calm the puck down, and it heads back into Peters' end. Underwood takes a heavy hit with the shoulder of Homan. Now in on it is Reese Garvin, chipped up in the air. Here is corner.
Oh, almost lost an edge.
Goes over the shoulder of Deemer. He lets it hit the ground. It bounces around, and Mitchell Crean settles it down, feeds one into the slot. Oh, a heavy check. As Underwood got knocked down by Henn and then Sarasheen. A double whammy.
That was the sandwich. That was a little Peters Township sandwich right there as he was looking down at the puck, and Henn did a nice job stepping forward in the slot, delivered the body check, kept his arms nice and tight, didn't extend, didn't get the stick high.
Off the draw, Schwartz behind the net with it. Bryce Corner will play it ahead. Puck turned over in the neutral zone, chipped up the ice by Diamond. Sent it over to Draper, but then he had it stolen away, and Connor Gilorowski now leads it ahead. Good pass, Gilorowski to Schwartz, off to Anthos. Anthos to the net, the shot hit a stick and goes behind the cage. Gilorowski back on it, tried to center one with a backhand, but it didn't get there.
Good defense by Diamond.
Crean drops behind the cage. And there's Blucher, the goal scorer. All the way back down, and it's touched by Wilbert. No icing on the play. And now Poon will get to it. Schwartz waiting, tried to feed one ahead, but misplayed it, and Mueller was able to knock it back down into Peters' end.
Good cut by Anthos, tried to run a little overlap there on a stretch play.
Banked around to Crean. That's stepping up. Spokane on the steal. Spokane tried to drop it off, and Meyer couldn't touch it. And here's Watkiss. Watkiss in the left wing, circle a shot, rebound covered by Alex Wilbert. Wilbert has, before tonight, started just 2 of their last 6 games.
Get a look there at the forecheck of Seneca Valley, and that's number 10, Noah Watkiss, coming from below the goal line as a right shot, curling towards the slot area. Got a good angle for that shot. Wilbert holding his ground, making the save.
Back out to Mueller at the left point, shot through traffic, and steered aside by Wilbert. The battle for it, and this puck chipped up into the netting for a stoppage. 1-0 Seneca Valley on the goal by Jackson Blucher. Bryce Corner with the assist. Isn't it interesting? They always talk about, game 7s and how there's always the unsung hero. If you were to put the odds out on Jackson Blucher scoring a goal in the championship game, I don't think they would be very favorable.
Yeah, you get some pretty lucrative odds if you're able to cash in on that one.
Long pass up ahead, and Young will step back to it, but it goes over his stick all the way back down on Wilbert. He'll swallow it up for a stoppage.
Well, you had mentioned earlier for Peters, Poon didn't score much in the regular season, and
3 assists. Yeah, he's the leading point scorer.
He's the leading point getter so far in the playoffs with 3 assists, and during the regular season, he had 6 games played and no points. So, coaches always prepare for the knowns. It's the unknowns that can get you.
Off the draw, side of the net for Andrew Diamond, and a save made by Alex Wilbert yet again. Again, Wilbert last year led them on quite a run. They beat Central Catholic 5-2 in the Penguins Cup Championship game. And that was after just a 10-8-2 regular season for Peters Township. They went on to win the state title over Holy Ghost Prep by a 2-1 final. Holy Ghost Prep is in action tonight. Last we heard they were down 2-0 to St. Joe's Prep. Now, if you know anything about high school football, that's certainly a powerhouse out east. Here's Henn with the shot from the left point, and it goes over the glove of Wilbert. Getting back to it is Sarah Sheen. Banks it around. What's significant about that game, that is for the Flyers Cup Championship in AAA. The winners will play each other on Saturday in the state title game. Here's Gilorowski. Gilorowski, a high shot. Johnson able to corral the rebound.
What's a bit noteworthy about that game is for years, St. Joe's Prep didn't even have a team.
Yeah.
As we see Gilorowski coming down the right wing here. It was Anthos that had to hold the line there and slowed up the transition. And now St. Joe's Prep, the school that we're used to seeing win the football championship, is leading in the Flyers Cup at Intermission 2-0. That game will be played this Saturday. All three games will be played out at the Iceline Quad Rink Complex in Westchester.
It'll be 11, 1:30, and 4 o'clock start times, AA, AAA in that order. There's a puck chipped up the far boards right in front of the Peters bench. Nick Young tried to play it ahead, and he gets it right back. Over to Ryan Lee. Lee waiting. Walks it towards the red line, then looked to play it ahead to Anthos, but he didn't gain the red line, and it'll be an icing call.
So to finish that thought, Bishop McCourt will play Bayard Rustin, the defending champs. I think they've won the past 3 championships, maybe 4. And the AA winner, Armstrong Riverhawks, will be playing Downingtown East in the AA state championship.
With it off the draw is Deemer, but it's kept in by Seneca Valley. Behind the net with it is Spokane. Michael Spokane off to Noah Watkiss. Takes a heavy check from Deemer, and it's back out to Jack Underwood. Underwood waiting, looked to play it up to Raymore, but it's too strong for his stick. Johnson way out of his net, whips it around to the near side to Watkiss. Leads an outlet back the other way, and getting a heavy check is Spokane from Deemer. I like the way Deemer plays. He's physical, and now a stoppage here. Watkiss laid a heavy check into Underwood, and Underwood slow to crawl over his boards. What a big hit that was.
Johnson getting out of his net to start that breakout there as it went around the rim, and we get a look here on the backhand. That's a very dangerous area to deliver a hit, because you see the numbers on the player. You're supposed to not hit from behind there, and you're a couple feet away from the bench or the board, so you could kind of go, and then that spinal cord with your neck. That's a very dangerous area to 2-3 feet away from the board.
Surprised not a penalty on that?
Yeah, I very much so after I saw the replay.
Back around to Poon on the near side. Jam up for the puck. Look at all the players battling for this. 5 of them in there. Peters came away with it. It was Andrew Wilbert that got to it. Now gives it off to his brother Eric. Centering pass for Lehman, but it went to the left side wide. Blucher for it. Also in there, Bryce Corner. Now Blucher back going after it. Andrew Wilbert sent it back out to the left point to Crean. Crean slides it over to Poon, winds up, fires in and out of the glove of Johnson. Back over to Poon, turns around, gets it back over to Crean at the horn. And the save made, and that will do it for period number 1 of the AAA Penguins Cup Championship game. Seneca Valley on the goal by Jackson Blucher has the 1-goal edge after 17 minutes. Back in a bit here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network. It's the 2018 AAA title game in the PIHL. Check out the new Trib Live High School Sports Network on social media this season for breaking news, scores, pictures, videos, links to our articles, and more. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram under the handle Trib Live HSSN. Get in the conversation on Facebook at facebook.com/Trib Live HSSN. And on our YouTube channel, you can find thousands of interviews with local student athletes and coaches, plus highlights and full games. The spot for Western Pennsylvania high school sports on social media this season is the new Trib Live High School Sports Network. Hi, this is Josh Rowntree with the new Trib Live High School Sports Network's PIHL Power Play Show. This winter, myself and the coach, Kevin Zielmanski, will bring you the most comprehensive coverage of high school hockey in Western PA. Hey, Kevin, any suggestions on how we can pull it off?
We're not goons. We're not bullies. No matter what people say or do, we have to be ourselves.
Okay. Well, word is that you've been letting success go to your head a bit.
Hey, what I do is none of your business. Is that clear?
This should be a fun season. It's the PIHL Power Play Show every Wednesday night at 8 o'clock on the new Trib Live High School Sports Network.
Hit the ice at Mount Lebanon Ice Center, offering the most comprehensive instructional programs in the area, including hockey, figure skating, and learn-to-skate classes for all ages and ability levels. Classes start soon along with senior and developmental hockey leagues. Mount Lebanon Ice Center also hosts Friday night team skates and Friday after-school skates for younger children. Birthday party packages also available. Mount Lebanon Ice Center, serving the South Hills for more than 35 years. Call 412-561-4363 or go to mountlebanon.org.
1-0, Seneca Valley on top of Peters Township in the AAA title game. With Kevin Zielmanski, I'm Josh Rowntree.
I'm over here jamming some Journey in the audio system here.
I still played for a moment as the puck was dropped. And here are the Indians. The shot by Schwartz, wide of the cage. Now Nick Young plays it around back to Schwartz. Schwartz to Anthos. Anthos takes a couple of hacks, but stays on the puck. Anthos delivers, and Diamond knocks it to the corner. Gilorowski banks it back around to Anthos. Good cycle here for Peters Township. Back out to Lee. Lee, a low shot, and gloved down by Logan Johnson.
Once again, Josh, you see how they're generating a little offense. The play down low, so get a wide view here, the good cycle, the puck movement, the wide open point man. Look at that winger for Seneca down below the circles. A lot of ground to close to get out there to block those shots. And that's where we're going to see some of the offense.
There's a shot off the draw by Mitchell Crean that hit a leg in front. Now Anthos off the side of the cage. Anthos back on it, tried to center. That first line's been out here for quite a while.
Seneca content just to chip it off the glass. That's the one thing I haven't seen much from them. They can't get the escapes, the breakout passes, connecting for transition play.
Heavy hit by Watkiss on Crean. There's been a physical edge to this, but been clean. Gilorowski brought it in. Onside, it was close. Now Watkiss takes it away. Watkiss brings it ahead, dumps it in front, looking for Robert Henn, who is skating down the center of the rink. It's back to Underwood. Underwood through the legs, puts on the brakes, sends it across right in front of his bench. Raymore making sure they didn't have too many men, played it in front of the net. Right there was Conrad Deemer in front. Now Deemer walks it out front. Oh, a shot goes up and over Logan Johnson. He may have got a piece of it. Sent back in front by Crean. Deemer steered it wide. Now Deemer back on it. Deemer on the backhand, sends it to the left of the cage. Seneca Valley will outlet as Michael Spokane with it. A collision back behind the play.
Penalty.
And a penalty coming up. The game's first as Garvin got tied up with Crean, and it's going to be a hooking call.
Well, as we get a look, it's not going to back up enough there to see the hook right there. Easy call. Spokane had received the breakout pass in his own zone. He missed. Sorry, I lost my train. Missed number 81 near Garvin with the second pass. And then he had it on his stick, and he didn't get it deep for the change. He went to the bench, and then Garvin ended up taking the penalty. If they would have just dumped it in all the way, that would have prevented that turnover right inside the blue line in this first power play opportunity for Peters Township.
Hooking the call on Reese Garvin, the first penalty of the game. Penalty kill-wise, Seneca Valley, the second best team in AAA this year. Power play-wise, Peters Township has really struggled. 7th best on the power play in AAA. That's out of 10 teams.
In the playoffs, they're 0 on the power play is Peters Township. And the penalty kill for Seneca is 100% in the 2 playoff games. So that's interesting.
Puck banked around, getting to it as Will Homan, and he'll clear it out of his own zone to central ice. Schwartz. Here's Torrey Schwartz, drops it off to Gilorowski. Gilorowski winds up and fires, hits something on the way through, and goes wide.
It hit the shoulder of 56, Lehman.
Good job by Crean to keep that in. Now a centering pass to the front of the net, knocked aside. Getting to that was Lenz. Slide across, Crean a shot, blocked in front. Good play by Will Homan to give up the body. Schwartz up to Raymore, back over to Deemer. Deemer to Raymore, he scores! It was deflected in front. Raymore put it on net. Peters Township ties the game at 1. They do so on the power play.
First glance, it looked like it hit the stick of the defenseman of Seneca Valley, number 3, Hunter Mueller, but I'm not sure. We'll get a second look here. As the puck comes over to the left wing side, nicely holding it, going back. Oh, it's just Logan who misplayed it. It did not hit the defenseman.
I think it hit Johnson's stick. I think it hit the stick maybe of Logan Johnson.
He kind of ramped his own stick and allowed it to go up over him versus keeping that stick kind of flat and protecting that 5-hole. That's an unexpected miscue by the senior goaltender, Logan Johnson, and the first goal of the game for Peters Township. It's going to be Raymore with the goal.
Jack Underwood. Conrad Deemer. Underwood and Deemer, the two helpers. Testa gets a bump, gets it off to Spokane. Spokane takes a shoulder from Nick Young, and it's back over to Andrew Wilbert. Good play by Wilbert to go around a man. Out there with Lang and Deemer. They'll go off for a change. Tied at 1 on the goal by Cal Raymore.
Good poke check.
And now it's taken away. And it's Lehman walking it in. Lehman to the net. The backhand, the save by Johnson. Now Crean back to it. Crean slides it across to Poon, who takes a hit from behind. And now picking it up in transition is Draper, but Draper lost control, and it's offside.
Good poke check in the neutral zone there by Peters Township to get that mini breakaway. As we take a look here at the extra pass across the top, point to point in the back check, and it was Draper knocking over the defender from behind. The Peters Township bench jumped up, particularly the assistant coach is looking for a call. I don't have a problem with that one.
Yeah, I thought it was a good hit. I agree. Here's Sarasheen off the draw. The goal by Raymore, his first of the playoffs, his first point of the postseason. Raymore, an all-star in the regular season, had 15 points. Last year in the postseason, he was their leading scorer. Had 2 goals and 4 assists, 6 points in their state championship run. Now a turning shot by Torrey Schwartz goes wide. Comes back out to Poon. Poon around a man. Poon, the lanky defenseman, drops it off in front. A shot by Anthos. And making the save is Johnson. Peters really starting to apply the pressure here to Seneca Valley. Long pass cross ice off the blade of Sarasheen. And Poon will win this.
Again, can't get the transition going, can't catch the pass.
Mueller cut that one off. And it comes back around to Blucher. Blucher a shot. And that one snuck up on Wilbert. Transitioning back the other way is Peters Township. Anthos with it. Anthos avoids a hip check. Now it comes back to Deemer. Deemer a shot. Rebound steered aside. But Deemer a couple of looks there. And this will be iced.
You know, right there again, Josh, as we get a look at this is the second or third time Logan Johnson has tried to snatch it. And he doesn't, there's a nice save with the right pad there. And he's not snatching it with the catching glove. And I can't help but harken back to the discussion I had that he is a natural lefty. So he would catch a baseball on his right hand.
Ooh, a shot by Nick Young, bounced through traffic and got on Johnson. Seneca Valley will bring it back the other way. Homan, a long pass ahead to Christopher Belt. Belt trying to go around Young, but he shrugged off.
Got to do something better than that with it, at least get it deep.
Gilorowski will chip it back out to center ice. And it's banked off the side of the net, came back in front of the cage. And now corner will play this one down. Getting to it is Raymore. Raymore, the captain, with the goal here, as that one's up into the Peters Township bench area.
Get another look there. The hit just inside the offensive blue line for Seneca Valley. That looks to be
Corner
83.
went down. Bryce Corner.
Bryce Corner down on the ice for a moment there.
This puck taken away by Marshall Meyer. Dumps it deep. Lee got to it. Now around to Andrew Wilbert. And here comes Wilbert. Up ahead to Lehman. Went off his stick, went long. Lehman will get to it though in the corner. Hit from behind by Lenz. Gets it off to Andrew Wilbert. Wilbert circling around in front. And it hit a stick, and it's Mueller who takes it back. Maybe a 3-on-2 here. Mueller going to let go of a shot, blocker to side. Spokane on the rebound. Oh, it got through to Wilbert, and he closes the pads on it.
Well, I like this play by Hunter Mueller. He breaks up the pass in front of his net, and he leads the breakout. He beats everybody out of the zone for the Raiders, and he has a 3-on-2, but he elects to take that shot. He had a trailer in number 14, Marshall Mayer, but he also, there was some back checkers from Peters closing the gap from behind, so he took the shot, and Wilbert on top of the crease very calmly with the blocker steers it to the right corner, but face off into Peters' end.
Boy, look at that shot off the face-off by Diamond. And the save made by Wilbert. Shots even at 13. 9:45 left here in the second period.
That goal by Raymore at the 3:33 mark of the first. Or, sorry, second. Excuse me.
Schwartz with it. Poon fell down. Schwartz had to keep it. And now Crean back for it. Anthos had to go off his elbow, and Corner was able to play it down. Here's Corner, side of the net. Oh, in front, they score! Tyler Draper ties the game, or gives Seneca Valley the lead at 2-1 on a great centering feed, and he pounds it in. 2-1 Raiders.
Well, it looked like a pretty innocent play as the puck was getting way out in front of, like that was Corner. Corner, Bryce Corner coming down the right wing side below the goal line. On edge, he flipped it on the backhand in front, and Draper carved out a little space in front of Wilbert. Wilbert had very little chance to make that save. Draper gets enough wood on it to get it up over the glove into the corner, and Seneca Valley regains the lead 2-1.
Tyler Draper with his third goal of the playoffs. Now here come the Raiders again, a turning shot, they score! Michael Spokane makes it 3-1, Seneca Valley.
A surge by the Raiders here as we see coming off the left wing boards, the right shot, throws it at the net. The rebound gets kicked loose, and it's Spokane, number 74 for the Raiders. Michael Spokane finds the loose puck, turns around, and deposits it in the open net as Wilbert made a dive to his left to try to make that save, and we're going to have a timeout by Coach Tingle of Peters Township, as he's going to call Wilbert over out of the net to calm down his Indians. As you see, there was two defenders in front of Wilbert right there, but it was just the velocity of the rebound kicked past both of them right to Spokane, who put it in the open net for the third goal as we get the announcement for the second goal.
The goals coming 13 seconds apart. Bryce Corner, his second assist of the game. So the times of the goal, 7:41 and 7:54, a 13-second difference. And that leads to a timeout for Rick Tingle and Peters Township trying to calm down his team.
Not a bad timeout. Usually when you get a flurry like that, it's a good time to take one. Experienced team, they might have been able to regroup on their own, but given the stakes, he elects to utilize the timeout with 9:03 on the clock, and now it's Seneca Valley 3, Peters Township 1.
Draper, the first goal assisted from Corner. Spokane, the second. 13 seconds later, assisted by Noah Watkis. 3 goals, the most that any team has scored. And really, this is the first game that there have been 3 actual goals scored between these two teams this season. Seneca Valley won 3-2, but that was in a shootout, so there were only 2 goals scored for Seneca Valley in that victory. The second game was 2-1 in favor of Peters Township in overtime.
against North Allegheny.
This one banked around. Now Watkiss with it.
Nice play.
Watkiss, got it off to Meyer. Meyer to the net. Tried to get it on, and a great save made. So he looked to get it over the pad of Wilbert, but he got the pad down and stopped it.
He made a nice move, but he was in tight once he beat the defenseman and really had to go for a jam play, a stuff.
This puck up and out of play as Marshall Meyer nearly, you see here, the great pass right to Meyer, and then just goes right around Crean, nearly tucked it home.
It was a good
Remember
shoulder.
That save, too, by Wilbur.
It's a good shoulder by Watkiss. He used his body to protect the puck. He turned. He spotted Meyer, who beat the defenseman, and was able to walk in on the from the off wing and tried to stuff it home, but Wilbur made a nice save.
Puck up into the netting. Well, Seneca Valley mentioned how good they have been defensively and how many low-scoring games they have played. Get this, of the 15 games this season, of the 20 that they have played, one of the teams at least has scored one goal or less. So very defensive-minded. Now, they have been on the wrong side of those occasionally. They have this season lost 6 games, but 15 of their 20 games this year, a team has scored one goal or less.
Teams, the evolution of the game, teams have improved so much defending.
There's Young. Young fires wide. And Draper back to it. Draper high in the air, and that's over into the Peters bench.
Teams are aware of how the professional teams are winning, getting back in front of their goaltender, playing defense, blocking shots. As we see the pinch there from the Peters Township defenseman, number 62, Ryan Lee. In AAA, given the formula and the shakeout over the years, it's so evenly matched amongst the playoff teams. And that's what happens. It's very competitive, low-scoring games.
Schwartz, a good shot off the face-off, and Logan Johnson able to make the stop. Again, Johnson this year tops and wins.
You see the clean face-off win right there. Schwartz lines up, gets a low-risk shot again right here.
And Johnson again making the save. Johnson tops and wins. Shutouts, goals against, save percentage at the AAA level. The senior. Be some questions next year in net for Seneca Valley. They lose Logan Johnson. Their backup will be gone as well, also a senior. Alex Didi Inicio. And here's Sarasheen. Sarasheen, it's a 3-on-2, puts a puck on net, and Wilbert will put the glove down on it.
Get a look at this rush here. He's able to step around the left point defenseman with some good speed. Right shot on the right side. Not a great angle to get it across, so he looks to go on net, pass off pads. Not able to get it because Wilbert kind of smothers that rebound in front for the offensive zone faceoff. But the finisher thought, the word I got is Seneca has an excellent goalie in the district. He plays here at this rink for the Pens, but doesn't play because of the presence of Johnson and not going to get games. So maybe he returns next year.
So perhaps the goaltending cupboard won't be bare after all for the Raiders. They do have a few seniors on this team, but also a decent number of juniors. This Peters team a little bit more senior laden, though they are continually, I would say, by far the deepest program in the PIHL.
They have 9 players in red jackets near their bench that are scratches. That doesn't happen for many programs. There are many smaller programs that would love to have those 9 players on their team.
Big collision back behind the play. Blucher will get to it. Plays it up the far side boards. Again, 2 goals in 13 seconds. Now this puck on net, it's loose and it gets by! Logan Johnson didn't know where it was, and tapping it in was Jack Underwood. It's a 1-goal game.
He kicked it in himself after making the save. The puck popped into the air. We'll get another look at it right here. To the left of Johnson. Hit the skate, went up. Just off camera right there.
I think Underwood got a piece of it. We'll wait and see the goal call, but
it's going to be the goal for Underwood for sure. But Johnson did not handle that shot very well, and it went up into the air. And as he searched for the puck, his left skate pivots back and knocks the puck into his own net for a bit of an own goal. And we're having a little conclave here.
Hunter Mueller went over and had a discussion with one of the officials, but they're going to say that the goal will stand.
Well, there was one official who was right there on the spot, so maybe he just asked if the trailing official saw anything differently.
Gilorowski gets it off to Schwartz's shot, and that one goes just wide. Hit off of Logan Johnson. And Poon will get another assist, his 4th of the postseason. He gets the only assist. Underwood, his 2nd point of the game. It's now 3-2. Back with it is Crean. Slides it around to Schwartz, and Watkiss stepped to that. Watkiss fending off Crean. Centered one. The only man there was Poon for Peters Township, but then it's cut off by Bryce Corner. Dumped down to Meyer. He swings it behind the net. Goes all the way around to Poon in the far corner. And back out to center ice. Off the bench came Blucher. He kicked that one. Anthos shot on, save made. Jeremy Anthos, 7 goals in the regular season, 19 points.
Get a look at a little transition play there. Shot on net right into the logo of Logan Johnson. You know, Josh, we were pumping his tires before the game, deservedly so. Logan Johnson has been outstanding this season. I have not liked his play in his first half of the game. He is searching for some of these pucks. He's misplayed 2 into the net.
Perhaps a bit jittery.
Could be. Wouldn't expect it from a senior,
nerves.
but you know,
But
first appearance in the Penguins Cup.
Never been here. Yeah, that's.
He has just not been comfortable when the puck's been on. Otherwise, he's kind of standing around very calmly. But I think even he admit he's not real pleased with this play.
There's Draper in for it. He lost it. Ryan Lee took it. And that puck up into the bench. You know, we say that, you know, he is a senior, but he's never been here at this stage before. And with Seneca Valley, there is so much pressure on him to be good every game because they don't score a ton of goals. Them having a 2-goal lead at this point is a bit of a surprise, honestly. And they give him a 2-goal lead. They scored 3 goals, but there's so much pressure on him that I'm sure that there is a sense of nerves to his game. As calm and collected as he looks quite often, I'm sure that inside there is certainly a little bit of jitters.
Absolutely. You're going to have a little anxiety in the stakes, the moment. But kind of looking at it this way, he has probably bailed out this team frequently throughout the course of this schedule, this season. So tonight, he's had a little bit of a struggle the first half of his game, and they've found 3 goals to kind of bail him out a little bit to this point and give them a chance here, up 3-2 with
this puck up into the netting, and then Deemer just laid out Bryce Corner. There was a late whistle there. Tyler Draper imploring the officials to give a penalty. I think they're going to discuss this. The puck was up into the netting. It got wedged in the netting, in between the netting and the glass, and then Deemer just laid out. Watch this here.
He was going to finish the check, and it kind of reminds you of like when a kick returner is looking for a punt, looking up, and they delivered a hit, and I'd be surprised. It doesn't look like they're going to assess a penalty on that play.
Well, and my question is, he doesn't have the puck, so how is it not interference? You know what I mean? The puck is not in his possession, so it has to be an interference call.
He's looking up. I think the Peters Township player had his head up.
And Deemer laid him out. As here's a shot on by Mueller. Wilbur plays that to the corner. Big, heavy hit over there again.
Took a shot, tried to get a little energy to his team.
Well, we saw one call in front of the benches, if you recall, that was
from behind.
Let go, and then that one there, which I think clearly is an interference call, but it's not made.
So
one penalty. Here's Sarasheen with a shot on, save made by Wilbert.
And you see Draper takes a little extra shot right in front there on 72, Mitchell Crean. That's a good keep there by Seneca Valley. We get a little turn here by Draper. He dishes it off. And then he goes in the net as the shot was taken by Giovanni Sarashine. And we're going to get an offensive zone face-off for the Raiders. 3:25 remaining in the second period. 3-2, the Raiders lead the Indians.
Here's Lee. Watkis played that puck forward. Now Watkis back on it. Drops it off to Spokane. Now Corner. Corner took that big hit moments ago, and this one off the leg of Lehman. Lehman back with it. Shot on. Rebound. Save made by Johnson. The whistle blows early. Official behind Johnson lost sight of the puck. Thought Johnson had covered and blew the play dead.
Yeah, the official bailed out Johnson there as again, he's not controlling the rebounds very well. In front, right into the slot as opposed to getting it to the corner. But a good play defensively by Peters Township. Nice poke and go at the blue line. Good block shot taken off on the rush.
Swooped around to Lee. Lee dropped it ahead, and now Eric Wilbert in after it. Wilbert went into the boards. That allowed Seneca Valley to exit the zone. Johnson steps out for this one. Just shuffles it ahead.
Looks to start the breakout, but just could not make a play.
Mueller. As it rides the rail around to the near side. Andrew Wilbert on for it. Look to get it over to Eric Wilbert. Now Lee. Ryan Lee settles it down. Again, the forecheck so strong by Peters Township. As Lenz laid a hit into Andrew Wilbert, but he stays on it, gets it off to Lee, a shot, and it was blocked in front by Watkis. Now here is Watkis. Might be able to get numbers, but they do not. Spokane brings it in, 2-on-2. Oh, big hit on Spokane by Ryan Lee. Looked like he got him with the elbow, but no call.
Yeah, it looked to me, got him a little high, but
now Wilbert takes a heavy check by Reese Garvin.
He's going to get interference call.
That's going to be a penalty.
Well, the frustrations are boiling over there as Garvin back checks right into Wilbert there, delivers the big blow. Wilbert does not have the puck. And why is Johnson going to center ice right there? He had a little message for Coach Rako or the bench. Very unusual to see a goalie skate out of his crease.
Second penalty of the period on Reese Garvin.
As we see the play kind of fails right inside the offensive blue line, and Wilbert not looking, he turns his head at the last second. Maybe a chance to just brace as the penalty is taken by Garvin there. It's going to be a power play opportunity for Peters Township.
Gilorowski, a low shot, got tipped in front by Deemer, but Johnson makes the pad save. Gilorowski off to Schwartz. Schwartz winds up, fires. Peters Township 1-for-1 on the power play tonight. They have struggled on the man advantage throughout the year. Gilorowski drops it over to Crean. Crean then ran into contact as Will Homan got to that. Could be numbers the other way if Homan hurries. With it is Diamond. Diamond slows up, shot on, rebound. Wilbert made the initial save, then had to make another. Now Schwartz back for it. Schwartz, though, loses control, and Diamond knocks it behind the net. Great work penalty killing here by a team in Seneca Valley that does not have a shorthanded goal this season. Hit applied by Sarashine. Look at him skating after it. The pressure intense, and Raymore will chip it ahead.
Nice penalty killing forechecking by the Raiders, using their speed, bottling up the Indians. We see why they struggle on the power play.
So we approach 40 seconds to play here in the second period. Schwartz got it off to Deemer, dropped it across, sliding stop by Corner, and then a jam attempt goes high and over to the far side boards. Corner with the poke, got it by Schwartz, but it comes out to Gilorowski. Gilorowski over to Crean. Back up top to Gilorowski. Waits, fires wide. And Schwartz collects. Schwartz back to Gilorowski. Shot low, and that one hit something and then went wide. 7 seconds left in the period. Schwartz with it. Tried to drop it in front. Draper got to it. He'll clear, and that'll do it for period number 2. 4 goals in the frame, 2 each way. And that means it's a 3-2 lead for Seneca Valley over Peters Township here in the AAA championship game, which you're watching on the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
For a weekly in-depth look at boys and girls high school basketball in the district, log on to the WPIHL Round Ball Report every Wednesday at 6 p.m. here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network. Join experts Chris Harlan, Sean Myers, and James Dotson for coaches' interviews and the latest hoops news around the WPIHL. Oh, and Don Rebel is back on the show as well. That's the WPIHL Round Ball Report, Wednesday at 6 p.m. here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
The team at UPMC Sports Medicine doesn't just rebuild wrists and knees. They build better athletes. Athletes at every level who want to get stronger and faster and prevent injuries. Fact is, no other sports medicine program in the region is more experienced when it comes to treating, training, and inspiring athletes. UPMC, the official healthcare provider of the Penguins, Steelers, and you. Find out more at upmcsportsmedicine.com.
While the weather outside may be frightful, the winter high school sports is delightful. That's here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network. Log on to the Trib, hssn.triblive.com for weekly audio and video coverage of boys and girls high school basketball, WPIHL wrestling, and PIHL high school hockey. The warmth and the glow of the winter sports season may be heard daily on the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
People ask what drives me. It's the respect I have for my opponents, the trust I have in my teammates, a coach who treats me with dignity, and a university that has faith in me on and off the field. That's what keeps me focused, why I practice harder, play my heart out. I play to win. I play for Carlo. Tell us your story using #WhatDriveSYou.
Carlo University is a proud sponsor of the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
Check out the new and improved Trib Live High School Sports Network website every day. Log on to Trib, hssn.triblive.com for all the schedules, the scores, the standings, great articles, and features from around the WPIHL. And of course, live and archived broadcasts. If you are a high school sports fan, the only website you will need is the new Trib Live High School Sports Network at hssn.triblive.com.
If you're a working professional ready to move up in your career, Seton Hill University has a program just for you. Seton Hill's adult degree program offers flexible undergraduate degree courses in areas like accounting, criminal justice, business, and human services. The adult degree program has 5 start dates a year and offers convenient course times, financial aid, a 96% placement rate, and career services for life. Register for our next info session and learn more at setonhill.edu/ADP. Seton Hill University, this way up. 3-2 is the score after 2 periods of play. Seneca Valley on top of Peters Township here at the UPMC Lemieux Sports Complex in this PIHL Penguins Cup AAA title game. Along with Kevin Zielmanski, I'm Josh Rowntree. What an exciting couple of periods. And I'll be honest, I did not think we would have, this isn't a high-scoring game by any means. I did not think we would have 5 goals after 2 periods of play. I thought it would be more low-scoring than what we've seen, but it's been a very well-played game, I think, at both ends.
I expected more of a soccer score. I mentioned to someone, I was talking to someone I know from college, a teammate was here to watch Peters, and I said, watch this game. I hope it becomes more of like a 5-4 type game, and so far in the first 2 periods, we have 5 goals for them in the second period. And if you're ready, Josh, we'll get the run of the replay here if we're ready to go.
Yeah, the first goal, Jackson Blucher of Seneca Valley got it started.
Yeah, right there, the point shot hits off of Gilorowski right in the slot, goes past Wilbur, 1-0 Seneca Valley. Then
on the power play, Cal Raymore tied it up.
Yeah, just misplayed by Johnson. A good shot from the left wing. He ramps his stick. It goes up over his glove. And then there's a centering pass right there to Draper, who got behind 2 defenders, put the puck in before the net went off. And right here, nice play going to the net in
Spokane 13 seconds later. 2 goals 13 seconds apart, but then Jack Underwood would tie it up.
Right there, another, you don't get to see it very well, but it kind of hits Johnson. He searches for the puck, and as he's searching, he moves that left skate back and knocks it into his own net. That was after Coach Tingle took the timeout to settle down his troops. We mentioned the goal by Spokane was 13 seconds later. We gave it 3-1 Seneca Valley. Nice play there by Hotchkiss, who come off the left wing boards and threw it at the net. And Seneca Valley has a 3-2 lead here at intermission.
That's the Mount Lebanon Ice Arena scoring summary, brought to you by our friends at the Mount Lebanon Ice Arena. Well, there have been 3 games played here over the last 2 days at the UPMC Lemieux Sports Complex, and some champions have been crowned. In Division II yesterday, Moon finishes their season 20-1. They win their first ever hockey title, and they beat Burrow by a final score of 7-4. In the Class A championship game last night, Kevin, I think you'll probably agree, it was one of the better atmospheres I have really ever seen at a high school hockey game. It was tremendous with Bishop McCourt and Meadville, 2 programs that care so much about their hockey. And in overtime, Bishop McCourt got the win. Alex Komoff scored the winner in the OT. First title for McCourt since 2005, their 7th overall. And up next, Bishop McCourt will play Westchester Bayard Ruston on Saturday at 11 a.m. In the AA championship earlier today, Armstrong topped Quaker Valley 5-0, and it's the first title for Armstrong as they're currently formed, though Armstrong Central, a former high school in the district, did win a championship in 1991. Armstrong next will play Downingtown East on Saturday at 1:30. That'll be the start time of that one. The winner of this game will go to the Iceline Quad Rinks, and we'll take on the winner of St. Joe's Prep and Holy Ghost Prep. I think we just got an update from our friend Jeff Morrow on that one.
We just got that final score from his contacts out there. St. Joe's Prep wins 4-2. I believe that's their first Flyers Cup, first appearance in the 3A championship game this Saturday.
So St. Joe's Prep will await the winner of Peters Township and Seneca Valley. Again, that game will be played at 4 o'clock. It'll be 11, 1:30, and 4 o'clock for those games, which will be played at the Iceline Quad Rinks on the eastern half of the state. Hopefully, the folks from this side can make their way out there and don't need snowmobiles or to shovel their way there or anything like that, because it's not going to be good through the middle of the state.
That Flyer Cup 3A game was scheduled for tomorrow, but it was advanced today due to the oncoming nor'easter. Some of them are referring to it as the four-easter because it's the 4th one in the last couple of weeks. So if you're going to make your way across the state, you might run into a little bit. I'm sure the roads will be clear by then, but it's a facility that's used a lot out there. It's a facility that holds a special place in my heart because that's where I won my only state championship in 2011. You know why? Because I was looking at some of the Penguin stuff, and it just they got banners here. So let me rephrase that. Where I won my only state championship.
Kevin Zielmanski, Stanley Cup champion. 2011.
No, that's not going to happen. But we're sitting in the practice facility of Stanley Cup champions.
And what an awesome treat. You know, we talked about the arena and getting to play there. This venue it's different. It's not the arena. It's not, I don't think, the same type of reward for the kids. But I think it makes a better hockey atmosphere. And it's still pretty cool to play on a rink that has the Penguins logo in the middle, that has the banners up, that has Mario Lemieux's retired number up, that's named after Mario Lemieux. It's a tremendous facility. And if you've never been out here, we encourage you to stop by. And it's really so well run by not only the folks at UPMC, which control one half of the building, but the Penguins and the folks that run this side of the arena. There's a team store here for the Penguins, which you can go to. There's a restaurant as well as a little coffee shop, which are both tremendous. It is really just a terrific facility to get to come to and not only call these championships, but be a part of the atmosphere here. It's very well done, I think, by the PIHL and the folks from the Penguins.
Yeah, for years it was always the mantra was get to the arena for the Penguin Cup. That was a big deal for the players, and get to the Consol Energy Center before it was renamed. But there are some logistical problems with playing down there in terms of reserving the facility and potential other events being scheduled where you just can't hold it for sure. So this facility was built. The Penguins support. The Cup is named after the Penguins. Has moved out here. It is a different, it's not better, it's not worse, it's different. You don't get as many people in here, but you pack them in the facility, and it's a louder atmosphere.
Yes. And that was evident in really every game. The crowds have been tremendous in each game tonight. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, I'll have Kevin give you his thoughts on what both teams need to do to capture the AAA Penguins Cup Championship. It's after these words right here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network. It's the AAA Championship game.
AstroTurf, a pioneer in sports surfacing, proudly supports high school athletics. Visit one of their 280 fields in the tri-state area to see their cutting-edge technology. AstroTurf's focus on R&D enables them to provide innovative surfaces that protect athletes and stand the test of time. AstroTurf now propels performance with iconic turf fields and legendary Record-Tan tracks. They manufacture, build, and maintain a full range of turf and track systems for total quality control. Learn more at astroturf.com.
Own your piece of hockey history with a Penguins game-used jersey. Visit J&J Distributing at www.jjdistributing.biz and check out one of their largest selections of Penguins game-worn jerseys from your favorite Pens past and present. Or call 724-752-1556. J&J Distributing buys, sells, and trades some of hockey's most prized possessions, including the Penguins game-worn jerseys, Penguins practice jerseys, minor league jerseys, and new and game-used equipment. Browse their inventory today at www.jjdistributing.biz.
It's a one-goal game for the AAA Championship. Seneca Valley up 3-2. Shots even 22 apiece. Seneca Valley, one goal in the first period. Then Cal Raymore tied it after Jackson Blucher put Seneca Valley up early. Cal Raymore tied it with a power play goal. Tyler Draper and Michael Spokane scoring just 13 seconds apart. But Jack Underwood cutting the lead in half. As Underwood with the goal, just his third total goal of the season, his first goal of the playoffs. He had not had a point in the playoffs. He now has two here in the championship game. The senior Jack Underwood. Kevin, your thoughts on what both of these teams need to accomplish here to take home the Penguins Cup in AAA?
I would like to see the Raiders do a better job connecting on their breakouts. They're very content to chip the puck out and then get into the forecheck in the neutral zone. We're seeing very little transition offense from Seneca Valley, so I'd like to see them have cleaner escapes, get out of the zone, put the pressure on the defenseman of Peters Township that way. Peters Township is doing a good job establishing a forecheck. They're getting the puck back to the point men. We've seen Logan Johnson mishandle it, so I think they've got to continue to get the puck right in the front of the net, what's sometimes referred to as the third circle. Maybe look for some backdoor plays, guys coming off the boards late for some tap-ins. But other than that, I think they've done a good job. It just had a breakdown for a few seconds that cost them a goal. One stretch there, 13 seconds, gave Seneca Valley the lead. So we were told that the times were changing, but I think this is what you said. 11 a.m. on Saturday, Bayard Rustin, the five-time PA champion, versus Bishop McCourt, also a five-time champion.
1:30 and 4.
1:30 Downingtown East. So we were told that the times had changed, but you had it correct. We do get the how many times they've won. The A game, two teams won 5 times. Double A game, Downingtown East one state championship. Armstrong last appeared in 91. First appearance for St. Joe's Prep in the 4 o'clock game, 3A. And Peters, 5th appearance, or 5-time champ.
All right, 17 minutes separates potentially one of these teams from a championship, though in their 2 previous meetings it has taken longer than the scheduled 51 minutes. Clean ice surface, Seneca Valley in the road blue uniforms, Peters Township the home whites. Here's Torrey Schwartz with it. Oh, a high shot on Logan Johnson. And, I think that's a key for Peters Township. Johnson has not looked quite himself. He's looked a little bit rattled. if I'm Peters, I'm throwing anything and everything at the net. I'm looking for rebounds, garbage, goals, because he's looked a little bit shaky.
So you weren't listening when I answered your question.
No,
I'm
agreeing with you.
Yeah, get it right in front of him. And as we mentioned, the power play just ended. There's a few seconds left on the power play for Peters.
Schwartz chips it in. Peters now 1 for 2 on the man advantage.
And Peters has a little bit of a size advantage, so they get in front of the net, use their size to whack away at some rebounds that Johnson is obviously given up today.
Poon's initial shot knocked down by Sarashina. Now this one thrown towards the front of the net. Now this puck put back on. Jeremy Anthos knocked the stick away from Robert Henn. And the Seneca Valley fans were not happy about that. Henn went to go pick up his stick, and Anthos swatted it over towards the corner, and official was looking right at it, didn't make the call. Peters Township has not been called for a penalty tonight.
Yeah, Coach Rakos, I'm sure, is working that over there on the bench. No team plays a perfect game. That's what I would use.
I mean, that should absolutely be a penalty. I don't know how an official does not call that. It's the same with the interference call earlier, too. An official right there, which has to be interference, and it wasn't called. And who knows, but they've let a lot go, I think, both ways. But certainly that's two I think that Seneca Valley is not happy about. Here's Watkiss. Watkiss brings it around the backside of the net and drops it off to Mueller. Mueller a shot. That one caromed wide. And now Meyer back to it. Marshall Meyer centered it on the backhand, but getting to it is Deemer. And he'll bank it back down the rink. And that one touched, so no icing. Here's Mueller.
There, once again. Can't connect.
Spokane got a stick on it, goes in, lays a hit into Young. Now Andrew Wilbert dropped one off, and he finds Lehman. Lehman's a tall kid out there. Takes up a lot of space. Here's Wilbert, Eric Wilbert, throws it softly, and the glove save made by Logan Johnson.
We'll get another look at Johnson playing the puck. Good read there by Wilbert to take away the boards. And earlier, we didn't get a replay, but Seneca hit a long pass up the middle to Spokane. It was right outside the blue line. So you see Wilbert taking away the boards for Johnson playing the puck, so that ice is going to be available up the middle.
Quick shot off the draw by Gilorowski, and the save made by Logan Johnson.
See, again, can't get out clean. They had a chance for a 3-on-2.
Here's Schwartz. Man lost his stick. That's corner. Oh. And high of the net. Now back out to Crean at the left point. Slides it over to Poon. Poon lobs one back behind the cage. Corner got to it. Played it up ahead to Christopher Belt, and then it's chipped on. And getting to it is Testa.
Good
Testa is caught up on quickly, and then a big hit check thrown into Anthos by, is that Mueller? No, that's Homan, number 9. Stolen away and a shot, and that one hit the post behind Alex Wilbert.
To the right of Wilbert and kicked to the far left corner.
Sarah Sheen out of nowhere. Lenz goes back.
Once again, Draper wide open to catch. Peters Township in the change, and Seneca just cannot connect on the breakout pass to get some transition offense going. As we get a look here, look at Draper ease up on the hit. He had a chance to really plant Schwartz right there, and we've seen that happen in this game, and it wasn't called. And Draper wiser there, not going heavily into Schwartz against the boards.
With a 1-goal lead in a championship game, that's just not a penalty you can afford to take. This puck high in the air, Young knocks it down. Just able to keep it in was Nick Young. And it's turned over, left off to Lehman. Here's Lehman to the net, the shot, and it's kicked aside. Logan Johnson on the stop there.
Good shot for the far side. If he doesn't get the corner, he gets the far pad, kicks the rebound in front, and we get another icing call. They can't continue to do this either, Josh. It's just ice the puck and bring the faceoff back in their own zone. There's a nice play, keeping it in is Wilbert.
Well, one thing that Anthony Rako, when I talked to him before the game, he was really concerned about the transition ability of Peters Township. He said that they are great on the transition. And I guess in a sense, you kind of limit that ability if you do ice the puck. but you're also giving them a number of opportunities. Here's a puck thrown to the net by Meyer. You might not get caught in an odd man rush doing that, certainly, but you don't want to give them that much possession in your end.
Putting the pressure on your centerman.
Watkis drops it off to Meyer. Watkis going to the cage, sliding towards the cage, in fact, but Deemer knocked it down and gets to it. Raymore turns and backhands one, looking for Deemer. Good play to chip it to the near side, and that is Bryce Corner. I think Corner has played a terrific game tonight. I've seen Seneca Valley a couple times. This is the best I've seen Corner play this season.
Deemer almost picked up a penalty there on an unnecessary hit.
Here's Poon. Poon a long pass ahead. It goes over the stick of Johnson. And all the way back out to the red line. Gilorowski. Ryan Lee takes a shoulder from Watkis. And Hunter Mueller to it. Off to Noah Watkis. And he revs it up. Touches it ahead, but it's stolen away by Yuck.
Peters had 4 players back, and again, the pass couldn't connect to get inside the zone and hold it.
Young then banked it off the far side boards, gets it right back, and touches it on to Schwartz. Schwartz now to Anthos. There's Jeremy Anthos back to Torrey Schwartz, and knocked off the puck is Schwartz. Schwartz 5th this season in AAA in points. Unhappy are the Seneca Valley fans.
Well, Anthos, if we get a look here, this is a good back check by Draper. He angles him into the boards, and he goes down, and then the play continues. Anthos takes Draper's stick, and he flings it away from him again.
That's the second time he's done it.
And Draper is not pleased and is looking for a penalty, and I immediately looked at both officials, and their eyes were redirected elsewhere, so there's no chance of the call going to be made.
And you see there Anthony Rako, the head coach of Seneca Valley, he's telling Draper to just keep his head in the game.
Yeah.
And that's something that you don't, to be honest, Kevin, always see is typically coaches are too busy yelling at the officials to calm their players down and stop them from yelling at the officials. And that's good work by Anthony Rako to know probably what's more important with a 3-2 lead.
Well, sometimes you yell at the officials, as you phrased it, to take the pressure off your players. You don't want the players to get ejected for it, so you kind of take the heat.
Well, here's Draper trying to get some revenge, and he comes in and maybe gives a bit of snow in retaliation to Alex Wilbert, Peters Township goaltender.
So we get a little look here. Nice pass in the neutral zone over to Draper. A little right shot on the left side. He just throws it at Wilbert. Wilbert does a nice job corralling it. He continues on the net and gives a little snow job to Wilbert in the face. Goalies don't appreciate that very much.
So far tonight, the terrific combo of Schwartz and Anthos. Those guys each had 7-game point streaks going into the semifinals, and those streaks were snapped. They have not had a point here tonight, as Mitchell Crehan actually exited the bench area, went behind the bench and got a new stick. I was wondering where he was going.
That should never happen. You should bring your spare stick to the bench. You shouldn't have to retreat to the locker. The official Gatosh came over to have a discussion with the off-ice officials. I'm not certain what was the topic of that discussion, but we restart play here.
This one brought ahead by Lehman. He'll dump it down. Going back forward is Hen. Hen peeks over his shoulder, takes a hit from Lehman. Now on the forecheck, it's stolen away. Lang. Now it's Wilbert. Wilbert wraps it around Andrew Wilbert. Over to Lehman. Now Lang with it. Jack Lang touched it to
there's a point.
Andrew Wilbert. Back out to Young. A shot through traffic. And that one goes to the corner. Ryan Lee chipped down on for it. Gets it over to Wilbert. Andrew Wilbert working hard on this shift. Now back out to Nick Young. Young shot, hit a stick. That's Belt getting in the way. And it's banked past the linesman and back down to Young.
Content to just get it out. Nice job on the change of the Raiders. Solo flight to keep the pressure while the other 4 change.
Watkis knocked off. Now Deemer picks it up for Peters Township. 10 minutes to play here in the AAA Championship. Long shot by Deemer. Gloved and released by Logan Johnson. But Deemer in after it creates the steal. But Deemer has been everywhere tonight. He has played very well. Does not have a point somehow in the playoffs. Until his assist earlier, I should say. It's a battle for it here. 5 players in the mix.
Well, Seneca adopted the Peters strategy. He ripped the stick out of the hands of Deemer and threw it to the ice.
I guess if they're not calling it, may as well try
it's going to be fair game. Nice pass there by Watkins.
There's Spokane. Lobs it down the rink. Crean with that new stick goes in after it. Puck banked around. Diamond pinches down on. And Crean steps up trying to create the turnover. Gets by Diamond. Could not get around the second wave though and takes a hit from corner. 9 minutes left in the AAA Penguins Cup title game. Deemer looked to get it to Anthos, but Sarah Sheen back for it. All the way around to Poon. Poon with 4 assists in these playoffs after no points in the regular season. And Lee will get down for the icing.
Once again, the face-off returns to the defensive zone for the Seneca Valley Raiders, protecting a 1-goal lead here just about halfway through the third period. As we get a little look at the play coming out of the Peters zone. A little knee stuck out right there.
Yeah.
Here comes Mueller again.
And there have only been 2 penalties called in this game.
Both against Seneca Valley.
Puck was intended for Schwartz, but Sarashine got it. And now Draper is shot off the crossbar.
Thought he had that corner, Josh.
Well, Tyler Draper nearly his second of the game. Now it comes back free in front. Draper couldn't get to it. Schwartz takes it. Schwartz leaves it off to Lee. Here's Lee, the defenseman, walking it in. Shot blocker to side. And cleared back out. Schwartz gets to it. And now Blucher, who had the first goal of the evening, with it for Seneca Valley.
Schwartz is holding his left shoulder going off the ice.
This puck up into the netting. And Schwartz crawls up and over into the bench.
Get a look there. Schwartz makes the pass and continues down the right wing. And that didn't look like much right there. But he went back kind of, I should say, it looked like he was grabbing his left shoulder with his right hand, but maybe he was keeping his right shoulder tight.
He's on the bench in discomfort. He's keeled over on the bench right now and clearly in some pain. So we'll keep an eye on that. Here is Poon. Poon a shot. Oh, nearly got through. I don't think Johnson ever saw that.
Never saw it. He peeked around to his left and the puck went to the right.
Now Andrew Wilbert back. Now it's Poon. Poon, another shot. That one hit the man in front. That was Will Homan. High in the air. Crean settles it down. Here's Lehman. Eric Wilbert long ahead, but Robert Henn gets to it. Now look out. Here's Homan back with it. Homan, a long play, wide of the net. Marshall Meyer will funnel it back. And Mueller will slap it back down into Peters' end. Clock becoming the enemy here of the Indians, though it's only a 1-goal game.
Yeah, Josh, right about now the desperation will start to kick in for Peters Township, and usually the teams are able to elevate their play, and then the winning team has to continue to play and not just hang on.
That puck hit a stick and got on Wilbert. Underwood turned it over. Now Watkins will go in on the forecheck. Bumps into Lee. Sent back around over to Cal Raymore. Raymore, a goal in this one, as that one's up off Jimmy Rutherford's office.
Off the scouting skybox here at the UPMC Lemieux Center. High above the Seneca Valley bench. As we get a little look here at this replay, this shot fake from the right point, and that's the play where Johnson did not see it. It took a little peek to his left, and the puck went to the right. The right shot went across the body of the shooter. Center on face-off right here.
Here's Sarasheen off the draw. Slapper. Bad save made. Poon went sliding into the end boards. As Young banks it back over to Anthos. Drop back for Young. Young reverses over to Poon.
Yeah, good D to D right there.
Jeffrey Poon. Now Schwartz with it. Schwartz trying to split a double team, can't do it, stolen away. And it's Draper.
Oh, nice save. The backup goaltender getting into the action. He put up the blocker for Peters Township.
Wes Kaylor over there.
Wes Kaylor shot. That puck was coming right at him. He reacted. He's showing Coach Tingle that he's prepared. He's paying attention. Face off into Peters Township zone. 5:20 on the clock here. In the third period, Peters down by 1.
Wes Kaylor has not started a game since, it's been a while, February 1st as the number 1 tonight, and Alex Wilbur makes a save. And we mentioned Peters Township with 4 goaltenders that they rotate frequently. Wilbur started the semifinals, so now his second start in a row. Before that, the previous 2 games, both against Plum, Adam Hewlin, who was an all-star for Peters Township, he started both of those games. He's not even dressed tonight.
Yeah, he played. I did the Plum game. They played Ullman as the starter, and Coach Tingle said he did that because he had played him in the regular season and played well. So he went back to him.
He made the change to Alex Wilbert, and Wilbert tonight has surrendered 3 goals. As this is banked down, and Wilbert will play it.
Josh, there's obviously something about Wilbert's game that is comfortable to Coach Tingle because he went to him last year as a freshman very unexpectedly. They won the state championship. You never forget that as a coach, that's your guy that delivered for you. And whatever it is, we don't see these guys all the time in practice. There's 4 of them. They're all good. They all can play. There's something about Wilbert that is comfortable for Coach Tingle and his coaching staff.
Alex Wilbert getting the start. Wes Kaler the backup, and the 2 others, Adam Hewlin, who again was an all-star, and Brock Sharbaugh, who started the second game against Seneca Valley this year and played very well in the overtime victory against the Raiders.
Surprised we didn't see him then.
And Gilarowski brings it in offside. Under 4.5 to play here in the AAA championship game.
Reaching high there to keep in for Seneca Valley. That's Bryce Comer. We'll get a chance after the games. We'll do the highlights. You can see the highlight package later. And Coach Rago talked about getting pucks in the net, and that's been the goals for Seneca Valley. They've just got it at the net and got some rebounds. We see the first goal went off at defender, so that's been the plan, and they've executed it so far to get 3 goals.
Here's Spokane, circles it back, and Gilarowski to it. So we approach 4 minutes to play here in the championship game. Schwartz takes a bump, and Draper played it as he was standing offside.
Well, if you're Draper, you want to try not to do that. Get the extra whistles here to save some time. You want the clock to move as he comes in, and nice soft hit there against the boards. Again, not delivering a big hit. We could get a boarding call. Smartly holding up. Face off right outside the neutral zone, the blue line, defensive blue line for Peters in the neutral zone.
Puck sent back for Crean. Now here's Mueller on the flip. Gets it long. Ryan Lee getting some pressure from Will Homan.
Dangerous path there in front of Wilbert.
Crean having some problems finding that one. And here's Underwood.
1-2-2 for Seneca Valley Raiders, playing a little more defensive here on the forecheck.
Underwood back to it. Underwood off to Andrew Wilbert. Slides it back. The shot hit a man in front. It was Mueller that knocked down the shot of Ryan Lee.
Mueller's been good in front of the net tonight.
Again, Hunter Mueller, their leading scorer this year, points-wise, has 16 of them. Wilbert gets in for this. Andrew Wilbert. Mueller has a bank off his knee and then goes and collects it and circles it back around, but it's going to head down the ice. Isn't enough. It is for icing.
Just under 3 minutes remaining here in the 3A Penguin Cup Championship game. Keep in mind, Peters utilized their timeout. Remember that when it was quickly went from 1-1 to 3-1 in the second period. So they're not going to be able to take a timeout to get organized on any offensive zone faceoffs here late in this game.
Shots even at 28.
Good execution by Draper there.
Sarah Sheen pulls up, threw it off Gilarowski, got it back and put it on the cage. Wilbert makes the stop.
That should have been a penalty right there on Draper.
Got knocked down in front.
He got trucked. He was just standing there.
I'm going to be honest, the whistles have been swallowed for quite some time.
And they're going to continue to be, so that means that no power plays for Seneca Valley probably.
Well, look at Anthos getting towards the net. Lost control of it. It's centered, and Seneca Valley clears. As we approach 2 minutes to play, and now if you're Rick Tingle, you start in the back of your mind to think, when do we pull the goaltender? And Seneca Valley, I'm telling you, they're just content to ice the puck right now. And I don't know if it's a great strategy, but that's the third time now that we have seen them just deliberately ice the puck.
And none of the guys have gone to the bench. There goes one right now. That's 83, Comer. He might have been the D that iced it, as we see the play there. But they're putting pressure. Last time, Draper came right through as the inside winger. And this time they want it to the center again, and they're going to be able to clear it as Watkins gets it into the neutral zone.
This will allow time to run. Here's Mueller with it. Raymore going to come down, but turned it over. Ryan Lee took it in front of the net, turning his Lehman, and he backhanded it wide of the cage.
Flips up the middle are not going to get the job done.
Over to Lee again. Ryan Lee lost control of it, takes a heavy hit. This crowd's about to come alive as we approach 90 seconds to play. Now Mueller tied up with Schwartz, and it's dumped back out to the red line. 90 seconds to play in the AAA championship game. Can Seneca Valley win their first title? Here's Lehman. Lehman centered, it's by Lee.
Oh, Wilbert was on the way, he had his hold up.
Wilbert started to take off for the bench, and the puck started to come his way.
Last appearance in the final was 2009 for Seneca Valley.
There's Gilarowski. Behind the cage, playing it is Johnson. 1 minute to play. Net empty. Here's a turnover, taken away, and corner clears it out. Now Diamond to it. Andrew Diamond going in after it, stolen, backhander, score! Seneca Valley a 2-goal lead with 46 seconds to go.
Good forecheck right there by Seneca Valley. Sloppy play defensively. They had numbers back, and right there it's stolen by number 87, Giovanni Sarashine for Seneca Valley, and he puts the backhand in the open net to make it 4-2 to the Raiders. They are 46.7 seconds away from winning the first Penguin Cup championship.
Giovanni Sarashine with a huge empty net goal.
Well, it was good pressure on the forecheck. Sarashine was F2 on the play. F1 got rubbed out along the boards, and Sarashine continued on and made a play, and a couple of defenders for Peters Township were standing around. It did not pick up Sarashine, and he picked it up, easily walked in and put the backhand into the net. And they're going to pull Wilbur right here off the draw. They're going to go 6-on-5 immediately to center ice face-off. Someone's going to get up on Draper, and they got to do something here by going forward. And a good job at the center slot for Spokane.
Schwartz will enter the zone with it, but it's stolen away. Diamond will get the only assist. The net empty. Under 30 seconds to play. Here's Gilarowski. Walks in, shot blocked by Mueller. That stung him. Schwartz got it, puts it on. It would redirect it to the near side. 14 seconds to go. Now Lee with it, overskated. Turning and a whistle blows. Two players tied up back behind the play. And
couple shots taken by Peters Township. There you have Raymore is going to the penalty box for taking a shot. And he's tried to sneak off the ice, and Coach Tingle pointed that he needed to go over there. He's not happy. Josh, we talk about this all the time. At the end of these games when the teams lose, they can't seem to conduct themselves in a sportsmanlike manner. It happens all the time. One of my guys did it too. I'm not taking my high horse here. You preach it all the time to not do that. We had a little incident to our right, to the right of Logan Johnson in the offensive zone for Peters Township, and then Raymore took a little shot to the knee of one of the Raiders players. And to credit Coach Waco is gathering his guys right now, and his instructions are to walk away from everything.
So Raymore goes for slashing. Anthos off for roughing.
We have, I know our bug right there is 1 second. We have 7 seconds on the clock here before Seneca Valley is going to win their first Penguin Cup championship.
Yeah, Seneca Valley used a timeout there, I think, just to
get everyone down and say, look, we're going to win. They're going to react poorly, or they already have, but if they do react poorly again, walk away from everything, because we have another game to play on Saturday, and no one wants to be suspended for anything stupid.
St. Joe's Prep awaits Seneca Valley in the state championship game. Off the draw. 3 seconds to go. The Raiders over the boards. History for Seneca Valley, their first title.
One of those coaches is making a sprint. You better watch he doesn't go home. Well, last year, Josh, you mentioned it was a junior-laden Peters Township team that maybe arrived a year early. A lot of juniors on this team for Seneca Valley, and this year they arrived for their first Penguin Cup championship here at the Lemieux Center. Seneca Valley 4, Peters Township 2. They didn't do anything special. They played well defensively. They followed the offensive plan of getting pucks to the net. There were not really any pretty goals here tonight. We'll go through the highlights package afterwards. But they got the ugly goals, and ugly goals count just as much as great passing plays. And it counts enough that they're going to raise the championship trophy down here on the ice for the very first time.
Congratulations to Anthony Rako and the Seneca Valley Raiders. They take down the defending champions in Peters Township by a final score of 4-2. We'll step aside. When we come back, we'll get you the 3 stars of the game here from the UPMC Lemieux Sports Complex. Seneca Valley, for the first time in their history, has won a Penguins Cup. They do so in the AAA championship game, 4-2, again the final over Peters Township here this evening.
Hit the ice at Mount Lebanon Ice Center, offering the most comprehensive instructional programs in the area, including hockey, figure skating, and learn-to-skate classes for all ages and ability levels. Classes start soon along with senior and developmental hockey leagues. Mount Lebanon Ice Center also hosts Friday night teen skates and Friday after-school skates for younger children. Birthday party packages also available. Mount Lebanon Ice Center, serving the South Hills for more than 35 years. Call 412-561-4363 or go to mountlebanon.org.
Hi, this is Josh Rowntree with the new Trib Live High School Sports Network's PIHL Power Play Show. This winter, myself and the coach, Kevin Zielmanski, will bring you the most comprehensive coverage of high school hockey in Western PA. Hey, Kevin, any suggestions on how we can pull it off?
We're not goons. We're not bullies. No matter what people say or do, we have to be ourselves.
Okay. Well, word is that you've been letting success go to your head a bit.
Hey, what I do is none of your business. Is that clear?
This should be a fun season. It's the PIHL Power Play Show every Wednesday night at 8 o'clock on the new Trib Live High School Sports Network. Four to 2, the final score, as Seneca Valley is handed the Penguins Cup. Their seniors and the captains involved. There's Noah Watkiss hoisting the trophy. And boy, that is, it's fun every year, Kevin, to see teams win it. It's such a great moment to see a group of kids win it for their program for the first time in their history. That's something special, I think, and we saw it to start the week with Moon and the Division II title game, and we saw, in a way, earlier tonight, Armstrong, the first in this formation of that school district, and since they merged Ford City and Katanning the first time, as Ford City and Katanning had never done it. And Armstrong wins it, and great to see a program like Seneca Valley, who has come close a number of times. He's had some great teams over the years. Finally, they get the job done, and they come away with the victory. That's awesome to see.
Well, yeah, you mentioned it. You make history, and that's true. I mean, it becomes a banner season. You get a banner. It's the first one for a school district that, honestly, when I was playing, didn't even really exist. And now it's one of the largest school districts in the area. It's got a thriving hockey program with a lot of players, and it just seemed like it was building, and it was a matter of time before they were going to break through. And today they broke through the door, and they claimed their first Penguin Cup championship here over the defending Penguin Cup and state champion Peters Township Indians. So these are the three I have.
Let's go with now the 3 stars of the game, brought to you by the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
So from the 3rd star, we went with Conrad Deemer for Peters Township. He had an assist and an overall pretty good game, I thought. Logan Johnson, 26 saves, number 2 star from Seneca Valley. Not his best game, but he was there when his team needed him. And then you mentioned during the game that you thought Bryce Corner was playing one of his better games. He had 2 assists. And without really anyone leaping off the ice in terms of offensive production with 2 assists, we're going to give him our first star of the game. Kind of, I think it's apropos, an unheralded guy as a defenseman making a big difference here for Seneca Valley.
So again, Deemer, the 3rd star, Johnson the 2nd, and Bryce Corner, the number 1 star of the game. Corner, the defenseman, had just 7 points in the regular season, but he had a goal and then had, in the playoffs, had a goal coming in and then had 2 assists in the game tonight. And he is the number 1 star of the AAA championship game. Congratulations to him and congratulations to Seneca Valley. That'll do it for our coverage of the Penguins Cup championships. You can tune in to the highlight show on our site coming up next. We will have the highlights of all the goals in the Mount Lebanon scoring summary.
And interviews with the winners tomorrow on the Power Play Show.
That is correct. Tomorrow, 8 o'clock on the PIHL Power Play Show, we will talk with a representative from each of the Penguins Cup championship winning teams. Again, that's 8 o'clock on the Trib Live High School Sports Network. Big tip of the cap to our fantastic crew here the last couple of days. Fantastic work by them bringing this to you. Hope that you enjoyed it as much as we enjoyed bringing it to you. Just great stuff here from everybody involved here this weekend, and tip of the cap as well to the PIHL for an excellently run event here these last 2 days. Congratulations to the 4 champions, Moon, Bishop, McCourt, Armstrong, and Seneca Valley winning the AAA title for the first time in program history. For Kevin Zielmanski, I'm Josh Rowntree, saying so long from the UPMC Lemieux Sports Complex. Seneca Valley champions for the first time. They beat Peters Township 4-2 in the AAA Penguins Cup championship game, and you watch it right here, as always, on the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
You have been following the PIHL Penguins Cup High School Hockey Playoffs on the Trib Live High School Sports Network, and sponsored by UPMC Sports Medicine, by J&J Distributing, by the Mount Lebanon Ice Arena, by Excella Health, by Seton Hill University, by 380 Discount Warehouse, by AstroTurf, by Carlo University, and by Trib Total Media. Follow the high school hockey playoffs every day by logging on to tribhssn.triblive.com. The preceding has been a special presentation of the Trib Live High School Sports Network.